Hey, what's up, guys? Today, we're going to be starting a franchise in Madden 23, and as the request, I'm doing a voiceover now. The team we're going to roll with is the Atlanta Falcons. They have a nice few young players that I'd like to use, and I'm up for the challenge. We're just going to create our coach and talk about the roster a little bit. We all know that the Falcons don't have the best roster as of right now. Um, there's a lot of holes to fill, especially on the offense, the defense. At the quarterback position, we have Desmond Ritter and Marcus Mariota, who I plan on trading as soon as I can because honestly, I just don't need him. Their best weapon by far is probably Cordell Patterson, but he's been in the league for like 30 years, I feel like, and he will just be on the decline. One other noteworthy player on the offense is Kyle Pitts. His first 2 years in real life has been kind of shaky, but I think I can get him going in the game. I will be using Casey's playbook to try and get Kyle Pitts more involved in the offense. And right here, I just want to show you guys that I am playing on all Madden and simulation. Right here, I'm just going to show you guys the offense and the defense, just what the team looks like. Right here, we have Desmond Ritter at a whopping 69 overall, Cordell Patterson at 84, Drake London coming in at a 79. And you know it's bad when your best player on offense, or highest overall, is a 91, and that's your right guard, Chris Lindstrom. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know the name of half these people, so that's how you know it's pretty bad. Right here, I'm just gonna show you guys the defense. I will say that the defense is better looking than the offense, but it still definitely needs some work. Some key players I would say on the defense is Grady Jarrett at 87 overall, but he's pretty old, so I might look to trade him, get some value out of him while I can. And the other notable player is AJ Terrell Jr. out of Clemson. I mean, he is a superstar. He is a young talent. Hopefully, we can keep him on the team and keep him developing nice. Also, another thing I do want to let you guys know is that I will be starting this season after the 2022 season. So it'll be like we're in next year. So it'll be the 2023-2024 season. And we're gonna redo the draft with the draft class that just got drafted a couple weeks ago. Alrighty, so right here, we're at the start of the off season in between the 2022 season and the 2023 season. Right now, I'm just going to take a look at some of these contracts and try to extend some of these people, such as Rashard Evans and maybe one of these tight ends that we have here. We're going to end up needing one anyways, so I might as well try to bring one that's already been here. Right here, I'm just trying to negotiate a deal with veteran linebacker Rashard Evans. Typically when I negotiate these deals, I bring the salary down, but I bump up the bonus a lot because the salary cap is yearly and increases, but the bonus will just come out right away. So I think I give him around like a $3 million deal with like I match the bonus, and he does not want to play for us. Ooh, we don't need him anyways. As I mentioned earlier, right here, I'm just trying to re-sign one of our tight ends, and he also does not want to play for us. No one wants to play for the Atlanta Falcons. And honestly, I don't blame them with the dumpster fire over here. But little do they know that Coach Low Biggs is here and GM Zach is here to save the day. After trying to bring back some of our expired contracts and having no luck, I just decided to sim and go to the start of free agency. Let me say I was disappointed with who was in free agency. I mean, there are some good players here, but typically I like to sign the young players in free agency, and that's when Josh Allen caught my eye. He is 26 years old, but in the game, that's still kind of young. And honestly, I think that he can be the piece that our defense will be centered around on the line. Now, it is worth mentioning that there were some other free agents that I was considering signing, like all these cornerbacks that are right here, and maybe even Dalton Schultz. But the one thing that did stop me is their interest levels. I didn't feel like fighting to get these players or offering them too much money. Now, Juju Smith-Schuster was someone who I was seriously considered signing, but with Drake London being our wide receiver one and him being so young, I decided to stick with him and develop around him. As I did mention, I was seriously considering signing Dalton Schultz, but the money he was asking for and the age he was at, it just wasn't worth it. Now, right here, I am negotiating my deal with Josh Allen. He's asking for about 75.7 million a year, and I think I'm going to end up giving him that or just a little bit above. Now, like I stated earlier, I really do believe that Josh Allen can be a core piece of our defense and give us the speed we need off the edge. Now, I did offer a contract to Javon Hargrave, but he ended up signing with the Lions. Oh well, we don't need him. But Josh Allen is coming to Atlanta to be a Falcon, and I can't be more excited. Alrighty, so right here, I'm just taking a look at our draft picks this year. I can't remember what pick the Falcons had in this past draft. And they're picking at number 6, I believe. But that's not enough to me. I believe that in order to get this Falcons team where it needs to be and on the right track, we need to make a trade and move up in the first round. At least get another pick. No, I don't know about you guys, but I believe that this draft class is stacked to the bone on the defensive side of the ball. And as I mentioned earlier, that's what I plan to beef up first on this Atlanta Falcons team. We have people like Jalen Carter, Tyree Wilson, Nolan Smith, Christian Gonzalez. I do not plan on drafting a quarterback in this draft just because I don't believe that we have a high enough pick to draft a good one, and I'm not willing to give up anything else. Right here, I'm just taking a look at some of the defenses. Myles Murphy, Tyree Wilson. A lot of these people at the top is who we want to look at because that's where we're going to be picking or plan on picking. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to try and trade someone or something to move up again in the first round. Right here, I'm just taking a look at our contracts with our players, and as I said earlier, Grady Jarrett is pretty old. His contract is honestly something I'm not willing to pay out. So I think I'm going to go ahead and work on cooking up a trade to get Grady Jarrett out of here and potentially move up in the first round. After a long process, I was able to figure out a trade to get Grady Jarrett out of here. I'm shipping him to the Seahawks for their first and second round pick in this upcoming draft for my second and third. That trade went through. And from that, we're going to jump right into the draft. And while the Bears are on the clock here, I just want to talk about what are my thoughts with this draft, as we do pick at number 8. My bad. Earlier in the video, I stated that we picked at number 6. With my first pick, I'm thinking definitely we're going defense. Maybe Tyree Wilson, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Myles Murphy, someone on the edge. Okay, that's sick. And Tyree Wilson went number 1 overall. Alrighty. Jumping in here, the Falcons are now on the clock. It's time for me to make my pick. And it's kind of already been made for me, considering Jalen Carter, Tyree Wilson, and a whole bunch of other people already got picked before my pick. Now, Nolan Smith is still here, but with us just signing Josh Allen, he wasn't where I wanted to go with this pick. I was maybe thinking cornerback to get some depth, but the pick will end up being Myles Murphy. With A block shedding and A power moves, and I mean, look at his stats. He's a freak athlete. I'm going to go ahead and draft Myles Murphy. We get a hidden dev with our first pick in the draft. Some good stats there. I'm excited. And with my second first round pick, I'm going to pick up cornerback Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State. He's tall. He's 21 years old. And we get a normal dev here with him. He's fast. I like the man coverage. I like to press receivers and not let things get behind me. So he will be a great addition to this team. And to continue beefing up the defense, I am going to select the defensive tackle here. We get another normal dev, not what we were looking for, but hopefully he's someone who we can work with and develop. Now with my fourth pick, I'm going to make my first offensive pick in this draft, and that is a left tackle. Trying to beef up the line a little bit, hopefully protect my quarterback back there just a little bit more. And to add on to the offense again, I'm going to take wide receiver Tank Dell. Hopefully give someone Spencer Riddler, another playmaker to throw the ball to, and hopefully he comes up big for this offense this year. With my next pick, I ended up taking too long to make the pick, so the CPU had to make the pick for me. And as disappointed as I was, I didn't get to make the pick myself. I was actually pretty happy with it. They picked up a tight end. We need the depth. Right here in the 5th round, we're going to go ahead and add some more depth to our defensive tackles with Tyler Davis, who is a normal dev, but he has a very high strength rating. So hopefully we can get some development out of that. He can be a force to be reckoned with. And jumping in here with our last pick of the draft, I'm going to pick up Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I think it would be good to add some friendly QB battle back there, and who knows, he might end up being the QB of our future. Right here, we're just going to take a look at our draft class and see their overalls and some of their ratings. Starting off, we got Miles Murphy at a 76 overall. He is our highest rated player, but, you know, that's expected with him being our first overall pick. Next, we got Joey Porter Jr. coming in at a 75 overall. The first defensive tackle, Tulupiloto. I know I just butchered that, but he's coming in at a 72 overall. Then we have Jake Foster at a 71. Dorian Williams is a middle linebacker I drafted in the 3rd round. He's a 68 overall. I don't know where the footage went for that. Tank Dell comes in at a 71 overall with 88 speed. Burners. We got Luke Schoonmaker, the tight end that the CPU drafted, coming at a 70 overall, but he does have 82 catching, so that's interesting to see. Tyler Davis, 66 overall, with 88 strength. We got DTR coming in at a 66 overall, with 86 speed, and honestly, his quarterback ratings aren't that bad. If you look at his throwing power, you look at his running abilities, he may be someone that makes a team and could potentially play one day. Right now, I'm just showing you guys where some of the other stars of this draft class landed. I'm not going to go through and name them all myself. If you want to, you can pause the video and look at each team. But, you know, Bijan went to the Dolphins. Christian Gonzalez went to the Eagles. Jesus. Who else we got here? Bryce Young went to the Texans. I don't know how he fell to them. CJ Stroud went to the Cardinals. Yeah. You know, not a bad draft, if I do say so myself, for me or for some of these other teams. Now, as we get towards the end of the video, I want to take this chance to give you guys a final look at the team before we hop into week 1, and to just highlight some of the players that I think deserve a highlight. That first player being Desmond Ridder. He's got 91 throw power. His accuracy could use some work, but other than that, you know, it's the developmental second-year quarterback. Typical. The second player I would like to highlight is his competition, DTR. With 88 throw power and better accuracy stats than Desmond Ridder, I don't know, I think we might have a little bit of a quarterback competition going on here. Next we have Kyle Pitts. With 91 speed, 88 catching, and above average, I'm going to say, route running skills and some horrible blocking skills, I'm hoping to get Kyle Pitts really involved in this offense in his 3rd year. Our next offensive weapon that I'd like to highlight is Drake London. Going into his 2nd year, he has 88 speed, 90 catching, 85 catch in traffic, and 86 spectacular catch. I'm hoping that with this year, Drake London can emerge himself as a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. Hopping over to the defensive side of the ball, we have AJ Terrell Jr. going into his 3rd year? Maybe 2nd or 3rd year, with 92 speed, 84 man coverage, and 92 zone coverage. I'm hoping that he can take that step and become an elite DB in the league. He's also from one of my favorite colleges. My favorite college, Clemson. So, there's no bias there. I also want to highlight some of our rookies.
We have our first rookie here, Miles Murphy, coming in with 84 power moves, 80 speed, 84 block shedding. I'm hoping that, he can become a force to be reckoned with in the league someday. Up next, we have our first defensive tackle, who I'm just going to call Tuli Tuli now. Comes in with 89 strength, 78 block shedding, 79 power moves, and an 80 tackle. Hopefully he can be a force on our line. And the last rookie I want to highlight is JP Jr. over here with 91 speed, but his coverage are in the 70s. I'm kind of disappointed with that. Hopefully we can develop him and get those up as soon as we can. And with that being said, I think I'm going to wrap up the video here. Let me know who you guys think should start, Spencer Riddler or DTR. Or if I should be on the lookout for someone else, or if I should trade away some players. I'm excited for game 1. Hopefully this season isn't a total misery. See you guys later.